Hello. We are headed out right now to the grocery store, but I haven't actually said hello to the camera yet. We had a good morning, got some stuff around the house done, got some cleaning done. We've been home for 2 days now since our vacation, and so I'm slowly trying to get my house back in order and get us fully unpacked. Yesterday we went swimming at my aunt's house, so that kind of derailed plans for a few hours of just like getting stuff done, which is totally fine because it's summer. Now we're headed out. I'm trying something new. I haven't done it in a while, which is shopping the sales ad, because I'm really trying to stay a stay-at-home mom for as long as I can. So if I can save us a little bit of money, get creative in the kitchen, and that means I get to stay home for longer, I will do that. So we're going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to shop the sales, grab a couple things. My being is tired. My body is tired. I just feel blah. And I think it's because I didn't have a coffee this morning. And when I was on vacation, I had a coffee almost every day to start my day. And I actually had a hazelnut coffee one of the days, and I forgot how much I love hazelnut. So when we go to the grocery store, I need hazelnut coffee so that I can have a coffee, and I just think that will set the rest of the day on success. We'll see if that actually is true, but in my head, that's gonna make today a really good day. So now let's go to the grocery store with 3 kids and a time limit because I have to get back for a Zoom meeting for one of the kids. Let's go. Okay, we're back from the grocery store. Right when we got there, I got a carriage, got all the kids out of the car, unbuckled Benny into the kid area of the carriage, and realized he pooped. So one thing I'm so grateful for is my little hatchback. I love it. I just pop open the trunk. I can lay him right in it. I have this thing right here. I've had this thing for 8 years. So it has a little storage pocket here. You can put whatever you want in there. It has a little wrist thing here, and then it has a handle here. It opens up. This is usually where I keep all my diapers, but we had an emergency. And then it opens up, and it's a changing mat that folds out here. And then this part can actually zip off if you wanted it to. And in here is a little zippered pouch. That's where I keep the wipies. And then the diapers here. And it's just the best thing ever. I don't really take a diaper bag with me anymore, especially if I'm just popping out for something quick. So I just laid him right in my trunk and changed his diaper right there. Only annoying part was that I didn't see a trash outside. So we had to leave a hot diaper. We had to leave a smelly diaper in the hot car. Not the best to come out to after the grocery store, but we were pretty quick in there. Okay, this little haul cost me like 54 bucks, something like that. I have been back on my budget game recently, watching some of my favorite YouTubers that help you just feed your family on a budget. Some of those include Christine from Frugal Fit Mom, and a long time ago, Jordan Page from Fun Cheaper Free. She had a few methods. Basically, a lot of it is building up a pantry. So whenever something's on sale, instead of buying one of those to feed you for the week, you get 5. There were a couple things on sale, so that's what I did. So that's what you'll see. This pizza was on sale for $5, and we're going to have a pizza night one night this week, so I got that. Some bagels. These were not on sale, but every Wednesday morning we have bagels and a smoothie for breakfast, and the kids think it's so fun to have a little smoothie, and I think it's fun too. It gets them excited for something a little different than like oatmeal cereal, that kind of stuff. I got some non-fat Greek yogurt. This is for the smoothies. And it's super yum to marinate chicken in this. So that's why I went with the plain instead of the vanilla. Ice cream was on sale. The hood was 2 for $6. So the kids picked a flavor and I picked a flavor. I picked the coffee, cookies, and cream. Kids picked the classic trio, chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. Got some of these freeze pops. These were also on sale for $5 for 80. So we got those. Just got to stick them in the freezer. Spaghetti was on sale for less than $1 a box. I think it was 88 cents a box. So I got 5, just got a little bit of each. Every time I feed my family, it's usually a box, except for things like ditalini. That's going to last a long time, and the orzo, which I've actually never bought before. But I was inspired. I started watching Harrison Wallace here on YouTube, and he did a yummy orzo salad, like a summer salad. Looked so good, so I got some of that. And I also got a shallot. I have never purchased a shallot in my life, but he loves a good shallot, so I ended up getting one of those. And then 1 bulb of garlic. Hazelnut coffee, because I needed it. I hope it's good. It's so weird. I could only find this brand that did it with hazelnut, so hopefully it's fine. Got some wonton strips. I wanted the tortilla strips, but they only had the Santa Fe style, and I'm sorry, I'm a wimp. Those are spicy to me, so I passed on those. And then I got some cans of beans. These were also under $1 a can. All of these cans were 88 cents each. So I got 1 cannellini, 1 black, 1 chickpea, 1 pink bean, and 1 pinto bean. Chickpeas are also going to be for a fun salad, thanks to Harry, because he did these like crispy chickpeas, and I think my kids will really like it. So I'm going to try that with the wonton strips, make a fun little salad. Last thing I got was chicken breast. It was on sale on their like ad for $2.99 a pound. Not the best, but also not the worst. So I wanted to get a little bit of that because I have it for my meal plan next week. Then when I went in, I saw they had some yellow stickered chicken breast, so I took a look at that. 5 and some pound thing of chicken breast, and I got it for 40% off, so it ended up being $1.79 a pound. Pretty good. Better than Walmart. So I'm going to just split that up into, and that will feed us for a couple meals, which I'm really excited about. Okay. Benny's lunch. We got salami, cheese, blueberries, and some little crackers. Kind of like a Lunchable type thing. Making my coffee. I hope it's good. I can't seem to decide what I want for lunch today. We had Taco Tuesday, so I have some ground beef, and I made refried beans. And I'm like, okay, I could make like a yummy quesadilla with that stuff, or I could make a yummy like taco salad. I have those wonton strips. Okay, big kid lunch. Leftover patty melts and an orange. And they each just had a little snack of chips while I was putting away the groceries, so they should be good. Okay, coffee is doing what it needed to do. I already am feeling better. Yay. I was able to make 5 of those taco quesadillas, which is really exciting because I'm going to eat one and then I'll save the other 4, and those will be lunches coming up. Oh, I forgot my lettuce. I'll have to go get that in a second. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to eat. I put Benny down for a little bit of a quiet time. The other 2 are playing with blocks in the living room, and I'm going to just watch a little bit more of my hyperfixation right now, which is Harrison Wallace. One of my favorite things to do is find a new YouTube channel and then binge like all of their content. I would say a couple months ago now, I did that with Rain McNeil. I didn't know who she was before. I guess she was a TikToker for a long time, like did a lot of book content. I found her just randomly on YouTube, watched one of her week in her life vlogs, and I've been a fan ever since. I went back, I watched all her stuff, and she's just so fun and like just chill, relaxing to watch. I really like her energy. I found Harrison through my BFF, but she doesn't know we're BFFs, Heather McLary. I have been a fan of her for years and years now, and she recommended Harrison's YouTube, and I'm so glad she did because that's been my new thing, and I'm really excited. It gets me excited about cooking, which is fun, and that's what you know, got me buying orzo and a shallot, which I never thought I would. I really want to get into a new good book. Do you have this book, The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella? I feel like I have to read a Sophie Kinsella book every summer. She's just a good summer book for me. She always makes me laugh. Everything I've read from her, I've enjoyed. Some things more than others, but she always, like I said, is just entertaining, and she's light and she's funny. And so I think I'm going to start reading this one next. This was my last 5-star read. It's called Ask Again Yes by Mary Beth Keane. Oh my gosh, so good. I usually like to go into books blind, and this was on my thriller bookshelf. I have a few different bookshelves throughout my house, and this one is in my hallway. My thriller bookshelf is in my hallway, and my youngest son loves to just recently pick books off of there, and he kept taking this book down, and finally I was like, you know what? I feel like he's telling me I need to read this book. Let's just read it, because I always get stuck in the same rut of like not knowing what to read. I'll just go look at my Kindle for something. And I have such a big physical TBR because I went through a huge phase where I was just buying anything that sounded good, especially at the thrift store when I was getting, you know, paperbacks for $1 at Goodwill. So I have a huge collection of books that I just haven't read. I've had this book for years. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I waited so long to read it. It was so, so good. Basically, it's about, you're in the perspective of quite a few people, actually. It's 2 families, 2 cops that are fathers, and they become neighbors. And one of them, the wife, it's clear that there's something going on, like there's some mental illness, but we don't know what it is. But they both have kids that are the same age that are friends, but the mom, that's a little cuckoo, does not like this friendship. She does not support this friendship. And then you just see how intertwined their lives remain after this very big, devastating event. Oh my gosh, it took a turn that I was not expecting. It made me kind of upset just because, it was so many feelings, like so many feelings. But I think that is what makes a really good book, is like all the feelings. And this is not a romance. It's not one of those books where like you get the happy, perfect cookie cutter ending, and I think that's what made it so good. It stuck with me. I was emotional. Jean one time was like, what the heck is wrong with you? Because I was in a bad mood because one of the guys did something I did not agree with, and so I was just so annoyed, and I kind of was like being snippy with him, and he's like, what did I do? And I'm like, you didn't do anything, honey, but you're a man. And there's a man in this book that did something, so I'm just mad at men right now. So anyways, read this book. If you can find it, read it. It's such a good one. And I'm hoping this one is also good. I expect this one to be a lot more lighthearted, not so emotional, and that's okay because these are like my favorite type of books to read in the summer. I'm trying to think. 20s Girl, I read probably 2 or 3 summers ago. That book was hilarious. Every time I look at that cover or I think about that book, I just feel myself out on my deck, sitting in my zero gravity chair, just chuckling. I remember the kids would ask all the time, what's so funny? What's so funny? And that book just made me laugh out loud. And then I read Remember Me. That one was okay. I did not like the premise, but she can still make me laugh. She's still lighthearted. It's still entertaining, but I'm a stickler about a couple things in books. And that one involved like some like infidelity that I just kind of was like, ugh. I have trouble with infidelity in books. I feel like it has to be handled a certain way, or else it's really difficult for me to just move on when everybody else just moves on. That's how I felt about One Italian Summer. Great book. I want to go to Italy now. Like, I want to do that tour that she did. Amazing. But how are we just flashing right over the fact that she cheated on her husband? Like, I don't I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm just like, wait, we need to talk about this. This needs to be discussed. But I guess, you know what? Sometimes that's not my business. I just need to move on with it. But something about me, I just can't. I just am like, we need to talk about this. Not to say that I don't believe that some relationships can make it through infidelity, because I honestly do believe that some relationships can. I just don't like in books when I feel like everything isn't discussed. I'm a big conversation girl. Like, I'm going to over communicate to you because that's just how I am. And when there's like no communication about something, or they just decide it's better to keep it a secret, and I'm like, how are you letting that linger inside you? I would not be okay. And just reading it, I'm not okay. Sorry about that. I don't know how we got on that tangent, but oh, yes, because I was talking about that book that I didn't really like because of that. Yes. Anyways, I've read other books by Sophie Kinsella that I really liked. If I can remember some of the other ones, I will maybe put them down in the description. Or you can find me on Instagram and DM me, and I will let you know. I totally forgot that I have a Zoom meeting today at 3:30, which changes things for me. It just means I need to like hurry up and do some stuff. So I'm going to quickly show you everything I got at the thrift store. That way I can be done with all that thrift stuff and I can finally put it away. I'm really excited. I really can't resist a good basket. So here we go. I ended up getting one of these mini muffin trays. I think this was like $3.99 or $4.99. I can't remember, but my kids will love some mini muffins. They like any kind of muffin, but I think it would be fun to just make some mini ones. I have some fresh blueberries, so we're gonna try a mini blueberry muffin recipe tonight. Then I was like hemming and hawing over this. I've been looking for some new wooden cutting boards. I kind of want to phase out my plastic ones eventually, and I'm always looking at the thrift store. This is actually a cheese board though. It's an acacia board with 3 tools. It's a crate and barrel, still has its price tag, still wrapped in its plastic. And I got it for $4.49. Then I got one of these like Jello molds, but I really use these as like wall art. I love the colors, the green, the blue. You know, I'm trying to slowly phase out of the blue and white in my kitchen, but there are some pieces that I really love that I would like to keep. So I think this is a really good piece to help like incorporate the blue and white without being so like blue and white in your face. I actually sold, I'll see if I can find a little picture of it, but like a blue and white casserole dish that I had. I sold that on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to slowly start listing some of my like blue and white teapots. I just can't decide because I have like 5 of them. I think 2 is plenty. A big one and a small one. So I need to pick which 2 I'm keeping and then list the other ones to kind of make way for some new decor on those floating shelves. It was only $4.49, but I had 20% off of all of this too. Then I grabbed this adorable little pitcher. It's in the pottery style, but it's definitely not a studio pottery. It's actually Gibson. Don't know what Gibson is. Everyday Gibson. It was $3.99. Really like it. Going on the shelves. Then I got this 1 mug. How fun is this? Also looks like pottery, like a studio pottery piece. It's not. It is Mikasa Potter's Art. Ooh, they had a bunch of these, but I'm really big about if I like a mug, get one. Last things I got, 2 baskets. This is a basket for the front door, $4.49. I'm really excited about it. Lastly, this big basket, I recently got another basket similar to this, but it doesn't have the leather straps. I really like the leather straps. This one is a little flimsier, I'm not gonna lie. We've got some like stuff happening already, but I don't care really because it's just gonna slide right underneath my son's bed. I have one under there that holds his shoes, and he has a nice big basket that holds all of his toys, but honestly, he needs one for his plushies because he's just got too many of those, and when they're all over the bed, they end up on the floor, you know, it's a whole thing. So this one's gonna go for plushies underneath his bed. He can just pull it out, pick what he wants to play with, shove it back underneath his bed. I found that to be the easiest for him. Great. This was $3.99. that was everything that I thrifted the other day. I'm excited to finally use this stuff and get it off of my breezeway. I need this room back, but this really is like the just landing zone because it's right when we come in the house, and sometimes I just put stuff down and then don't go back for a couple days. I'm back. Unfortunate circumstances have taken place. Some type of stomach bug virus has hit our home. I still have to make dinner because ordering out sounds terrible because my stomach is very upset. I also have this chicken that we bought today that I have to do something with. So I'm just gonna stick a marinade or maybe like a dry rub in both of those bags. That just helps my brain think better about dinner in the future. I know I have one for the grilled pasta night. I'm gonna just do Italian dressing on that one. My stomach is still pretty mad at me right now. Just standing up angry. So I'm gonna make a tea. For a while, I did not drink coffee at all. I just drank tea. From a super young age, my grandma, we have tea parties. That's just something that we do. My kid had tea when she was 2. That's just what we do. So for a long time, I didn't drink coffee. I was only a tea drinker, and I've slowly, once I had kids, I started to realize, okay, coffee hits different in the caffeine department. But a comforting cup of tea, especially in the winter, I usually transition. I don't drink coffee and I just drink tea. Anyways, sometimes I just think a cup of tea heals the soul. And you get to pick a cute cup and it's a whole thing. And I just feel better. Let's go to my little tea cabinet. Oh my gosh, I'm like looking at my wall. I'm like, something looks different. Yeah, like the nail that was holding up this mirror fell out of the wall apparently. And my little candelabra thing fell off the wall. I'll be right back. I couldn't find a ginger tea, so peppermint. You wouldn't believe it, guys. Look at it's clear. I found it. Can you imagine if this fell and shattered everywhere? That would be so much cleaning. That I just am not mentally prepared for. Here's my plate. I have like the smallest portion of fish, some carrots, white rice. Fish is good. Not my best work, but you know what? It was like still partially frozen. I didn't spend money on takeout tonight, so I'm counting all of this as a win. This honestly might be it for today's video. I might just call it. We didn't make blueberry muffins. I wanted to like redo my kitchen table. We didn't do that. Some days you just do the best you can. And today is one of those days, so thanks for watching. See you next time.